What's up, scorers? Welcome back to the channel. This interview is with my guy, Toney Chennault. Toney Chennault played for the University of Wake Forest, University of Villanova, straight out of Philly, has an amazing story to tell you how he overcame challenges, ups and downs, on and off the court. And unfortunately, the audio cuts out a little bit, but nonetheless, this is an amazing interview. If you like it, make sure you tell us by hitting that like button, subscribing, and of course, you gotta share. Let's get to the interview. You should have red-shirted, but you had that Philly mentality.
I just wanted to play, bro. You got a red shirt, you gotta do this, and it'll look good when you're a freshman. The numbers, you like, I just want to hoop, bro.
Right.
And let the chips fall where they may be. That's just my mentality.
Toughest player you played against?
Kyrie Irving. Not even close.
What made him tough?
He just had a counter for everything you did.
This was when he was at Duke?
No, this was in high school. He was unbelievable. And I played against a lot of guys. John Wall, Brandon Knight, Tyreek Evans. But Kyrie was just different, bro. The way he played in the league is how he played on high school, but probably even more flashy in high school, to be honest.
Welcome back to another episode on Score Society TV. Before we start, you already know what to do. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. We want to continue to get great guests. And today, nothing short of that. I got a Philly legend with me. Went to Wake Forest, went to Villanova. Now, a filmmaker. Please welcome Toney Chennault.
Thanks for having me on the show, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you. I heard a lot about you.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Read a lot about you. Watched some videos on you, man. So I know you from where I'm from, Philly, and you grew up in Philly, and you grew up in one of the tougher environments. I always say Philly is a big hood, and the hood is like you broke it down in tiers, and North Philly is tier 1.
Is it North Philly or is it like certain places like South Philly? Crazy,
I always say
West
North Philly / South Philly.
Yeah, because like you think about the city is like even like I don't know it's North Philly no more. It's like places like Feltonville and like Nicetown off like around that area, like
Frankfurt,
even
crazy
Frankfurt,
too.
like
Frankfurt crazy.
areas like that. People think like sweet, but if you go around there playing, you might not make it home. Those areas are dangerous.
Fact.
And they just don't get a lot of like recognition like some of the other traditional areas in the city do.
Yeah.
So I say it's like it's kind of like it's a different area now. It's the violence has spread all throughout the city.
Do you go home a lot? You still go home a
Not
lot?
as much as I used to, bro. It's just
How long you been in LA?
going on 6 years now.
Dope.
Yeah,
Dope.
6 years.
Dope. How was so you grew up in Philly? I know you played for Newman, and how was that journey from like talk to me about the basketball part before we get to the film stuff. Talk to me about the basketball part, like far as how hard was it just carving your name out in a city like Philadelphia?
It was difficult because it was just so many great players, and like Philly's like a city you always have to prove who you are.
Absolutely.
Right? And even, he's the best player. Oh, no, he ain't better than my man. So it's like you always run into that conversation, right? But, I was lucky because I grew up in the Olney section. So born in Olney, so I grew up playing at Fisher Park, 10th and Olney, where Stav Shakur from.
Yeah,
so I grew up watching him play at the Chosen League a lot of times. That was like one of my childhood like heroes growing up. And then I played being Olney. And then once I got old enough, I started traveling outside of my neighborhood, playing down Hank Gathers, playing down shoes down South Philly, playing in West Philly. Like anywhere it was good rec at, I was going there to get that rec.
Word. That's what's up. So how did you so you went from Newman to Wake Forest first, right?
Yeah, but even like before I ever got to Newman, like I had no idea what Newman Goretti was, like, because I never really, prior to like high school, I never really been to South Philly. You know, if you're not from South Philly, that's just not a place you typically go at and just hang out. I'm from the whole other side of the city, so Newman kind of came on the tail end of my 8th grade year. It was a guy named John Moscow. He now is coaching Archibald Wood.
Okay.
And he called me, he recruited me, and kind of convinced me to go there. But, during my 8th grade year, I had no intentions of going to Newman.
No? Where were you going to go?
I don't know. I was probably like, I was thinking about like Central, which would have been great academically, but I don't know if it would have worked out basketball or just probably like somewhere like Gratz.
Yeah.
Carroll was recruiting me too, Archibald Carroll, but that was just too far. It's like near Villanova.
Yeah,
so it's like,
super
I don't
far.
know how I'm going to get out there every day. I'm not catching like the R5. That's like an hour and a half commute one way.
Was Newman good when you got there? Because they was historically good.
Yeah. So prior when I got there, it was like Scoop, DJ, Earl Pettis, Rick Jackson.
Oh, yeah, shout
that
out
whole
those dudes.
squad. Then my freshman year, I was a freshman. Scoop and Rick were seniors.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. So what did you learn for the most from like your high school transition to college?
What I learned in high school, it's just really just valuing possessions. Like in high school, you don't value every possession, right? Like you just think you take every possession for granted, but like college, everybody good. Everybody was all city, all state, especially the levels I played in the ACC and Big East. So the game is one. The game's usually separated from like 2 or 3 possessions each game. So that's the biggest thing I had to really I had to make the adjustment, really valuing possessions and just understanding like time and scoring management, right? Because in high school, like Philly guards, we just used to going, attacking. When you're in a conference like ACC, you can't be doing that. Like I was at Wake. You got John Henson down there. He blocked your shot twice. Or you have the Plumlee twins. Like these are 7-footers, legit 7-footers that's freaking natures. So like you really had to learn how to play the game from the neck on up. I had a coach at Wake Forest, and he's named Jeff Battles now at Georgetown, and he was like Chris Paul guy. He recruited Chris Paul when Chris went to Wake. He like, yo, when you learn how to play the game from the neck on up, you're going to separate yourself from a lot of other people. And it didn't really hit me to my sophomore year there, and that's when I really started really getting busy there.
What was your culture shock? Like, what was the culture shock from that?
From Philly to North Carolina?
Yeah.
Philly's a unique place, man.
Very unique, bro. I be telling people that all the time.
It's just like you could ride down
animal.
north, or you could ride somewhere down Logan, Olney, because I grew up in Olney and Logan. I could ride somewhere down Logan at 3:00 in the morning. You see 50 people outside,
right,
cooking out in front of their house. Only place you might have similar to that is like New York, maybe.
Yeah.
So like when I went to North Carolina, it was like a culture shock. I was like weird a little bit because like nobody hang outside. People hang out at Walmarts and Targets. Like, I was like, I'm not really used to this. And everything was just so spread out. You had to drive everywhere. Like in Philly, you don't have to drive everywhere. You catch the sub, the bus. There's so many other ways in terms of transportation to get around if you didn't drive. So that was just the biggest thing. And people were just more polite. And like, where we from is people like so polite. Like, yo, what's your angle? Like, what you trying to line me? Or what's your, you know what I mean? So it's just like, that was just like the biggest thing. Like, just like getting accustomed. Like, yo, it's really genuine people out here in the world. Yeah. Everybody's not out to get you, and you got to let your guard down a little bit.
Yeah, I learned that too when I moved, because I went from Philly to the Bay Area.
What part of Philly you from?
Uptown.
What part? Yeah, like West Oak Lane?
Like Mount Airy area.
Okay. Yeah. So you grew up around what?
I went to King.
King, so you probably grew up around Philly then.
Yeah, that's what people would know me from.
Where you graduated, King?
04.
So you played with
I played.
Your skin was DJ in
Yep, that's my guy. Stephen Jackson's my guy.
I used to play against him all the time with Bellfield with Skull. Skull was my old head.
DJ, I played with Wayne Marshall. I played varsity 10th grade to 12th.
Nice.
So I played with Raheem Scott, Akeem.
He went to Kansas State. Yeah, we used to work out with him back in the day.
Yeah, he actually was on the show. He's like my first guest on this joint.
Oh, and back here, out here or in Philly?
In Philly, we did a Zoom joint, but that's my man. Akeem, right, my man. I just seen him a couple. His sons is really good too.
Okay,
he got 2 boys who really good. They out there. They're AZ, Arizona.
Nice.
But yeah, I was. I learned that when I moved from Philly to the Bay. So I remember someone asked me like, "Hey, you want me to get you something from the store?" I was like,
what you mean you give me some of the story? Like,
come on, bro. What you gonna do with the food?
That felt weird. You feel weird somebody would make nice gestures.
Because you ain't hear about that. You ain't hear that in Philly. You didn't grow up where people was just offering.
Yeah.
Unless you was giving something or unless you was somebody.
Everything was
transactional in Philly. So it took me a minute. I think now I still struggle with it a little bit. And I've been out here for almost 20 years now.
Damn. That's a long time.
Bro.
You from LA now?
Yeah, no, I ain't been to LA. I've been away from Philly. Yeah, because I went to school in Colorado too.
Okay.
So, but yeah, pretty much though, I ain't going front. I'm almost there, bro. Like I moved from Philly like 23, like officially, like where I wasn't like every break that I have, I'm running back home.
Yeah.
Like 23, 24, where I was just like, all right, I took 2 years away from going to Philly. I'm 39 now, so about almost 17 years or 16 years. So, but yeah, you went to Wake Forest, but you suffered an injury.
Yeah, I broke my 5th metatarsal bone. So
that's your foot.
Yeah, my left foot. Yeah, on the side. So my freshman year, like the preseason, you know how you had like the practices and the conditioning. It was just like aching the whole time. You know, I'm trying to play through it, not knowing that like, yo, this is a serious thing. And the first game of the season, I cut to the basket. I just heard a bone pop. I'm like, yeah, this shit broke.
Oh
So,
shit.
so I was out about 3 or 4 months my freshman year, and I wound up coming back in the middle of ACC play, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I just wanted to hoop, bro. I didn't care about, oh, you need the red shirt, get the extra year back. Man, I just want to hoop, bro. I was just a
I
hooper.
I saw something about that. Like you should have red shirted, but you had that
Yeah.
Philly mentality.
I just wanted to play, bro. Like all that, like the business side of it. Oh, you got a red shirt, you gotta do this, and it'll look good when you're a freshman. The numbers you like, I just want to hoop, bro.
Right.
And let the chips fall where they may be. That's just my mentality.
No, that's I went through the same thing, and I have injury, but I went to a school where they was like, yo, red shirt, and I was like, nah, I want to play right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have went to the same level. I went Division II. I would have went to the same level regardless because I broke an NCAA rule. So I would only been eligible for Division II no matter how many years I would have went. But I didn't know that until the end of the year. So I've been through that process where you coulda, shoulda, probably went through red shirt. Do you regret that part?
No, man, because it gave me that insight I needed for my sophomore year, bro. My sophomore year, I came out the gates blazing, getting busy. So it's like I would have probably had that like freshman growing pains the second year if I'd have redshirted.
Right.
'Cause I wanted to know what to expect.
True.
But from a business perspective, like if you averaging 10-3 in the ACC as a freshman, it looks better than as a sophomore.
Right.
So maybe from that perspective. But for me, it's like I had that little bit of experience. I know what to expect. And the coaches and the team see I'm dedicated to the team that I want to do everything I could in my power for us to win.
Gotcha. So what made you go to Villanova? It sounded like Wake Forest was like showing you love. They sound
Man,
like
it was showing. It was a tough decision, man. It wasn't a basketball decision, to be honest. It was more so like a family situation. My mom was kind of getting sick, so she was experiencing some health issues. So I just wanted to be back closer to her. I was only going home maybe once or twice, maybe like the summer, of course, and then you know how you get like the 3 or 4 day break during Christmas time. So it was like it's kind of tough. So it was like I wanted to be closer to her. You know, I wish maybe I could have did it a little differently, where you know could have figured out she would have moved down here to Wake Forest. You know what I mean? Been closer to me, would have made sense too as well.
Yeah. So how was that? How was that experience at Villanova? As far as
it was different.
Because I know you had some guards over there. You had Corey Fisher over there.
No, I didn't play with none of them.
You didn't play with him?
So I played with.
Well, you played Malik Waynes.
I didn't play with Malik.
You didn't play with Malik either?
I played against Malik growing up in high school.
Okay,
like,
I thought you played with Malik. Okay.
No, me and Malik, like, we're a year apart. He graduated in 2009, so when I was transferring in 2012, Malik was going to the NBA draft.
Okay.
So when I was there, it was like Josh Hart.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Darian Hilliard, Ryan Archiakono, Dylan Ennis.
Oh.
These guys played in the league and Euro League, making, you know,
real money,
almost seven-figure type of bread. So it's like we had some real killers. I was there too. I'm not saying like Corey Fisher wasn't guys too, and Malik, of course, was definitely one of those guys.
No, that's what's up. So how did that end up? Like, how did, far as like the Villanova, like how'd your career end over there?
I mean, it honestly, to be completely transparent, I feel like it didn't end up the way I wanted to from a basketball perspective, but from a life perspective, like I matured as a man. I developed a lot of relationships beyond basketball that I were able to utilize to the current career I'm in now. But from basketball, I wish I was able to do a little bit more. But I was going through like personal trends. Like my brother just passed away. Then 9 months after that, my mom died. So it was just like I was dealing with real life trauma while still getting accustomed to a new system. Right. So maybe if I would have redshirted instead of playing right away, my career there could have been a lot different.
You had that option, like the red shirt, when you went to Villanova?
Nah, man.
I'm about to say, because they usually...
They wanted me to play because it was just like Ryan was in a situation where Ryan was just coming off a serious back injury. Ryan Archiakono. And they didn't know if he's going to be healthy or not. So like, are we going to have Toney? So when I got cleared, I mean, I shouldn't have been playing, bro. I wasn't in the mental state to be playing basketball at that time, right? So, you know, somebody in your family get killed, somebody like close, like the closest person to you, a lot of times people that's not from our environment or our culture may not understand the significance of it. Right. They don't understand the trauma, the grief that come with that. So a lot of those things I was experiencing at that time, and I kind of like went through a slight depression during that time too as well. So I shouldn't have been playing, bro. Just to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, because you going through that and it's still
trying to get accustomed to a new system.
They still yelling at you. They still expect the shot.
Right. Jay Wright is not an easy coach to play for. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like he's very demanding. He demands excellence at all times, and you know you got to respect that. That's what made the program successful in national championships, Final Fours, and things like that. So,
so how was because you mentioned like your mom passing away. I believe your brother was murdered.
Yeah,
right?
he got killed. Yeah, wrong place, wrong time.
How are you handling that though? Like, cause as far as a young man, I mean, you was young then. Like, cause I know that we don't have all the things we have now, like meditation. People talk about stuff like that, but therapy.
I ain't had none of that, bro. It was me in my room, my thoughts. And you know the environment you come from when you lose.
Any coaches checking on you, like, yo, did they know what was going on?
Yeah, they know. Like, it's in the paper.
Okay.
It's public information. How my brother got killed. So it's like, not really. I mean, like, again, they don't understand the significance of it. They don't understand the depth of it, excuse me. And so I had like AAU coaches, high school coaches, and some of my folks, his personal family, checking on me, but nobody really know what you're going through, bro. Especially when you're depressed. Like, you know, I didn't even know what depression was at that time. I'm like, yo, why I'm just feeling sad all the time, or why I just don't like. I'm just not myself. I'm not happy. It's like it's hard to get out that funk when that black cloud over your life, and you still got to go out to the rest of the world and put a smile on your face.
Absolutely.
Like everything all right. Like, yo, my brother got killed. Like, my mom just died. Like, I don't care about basketball right now. Y'all talking about this and that, and I know you're not gonna give me no fair opportunity. So it's just like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to get through school, get my education, and just really just move on in my life to keep it, to be completely candid.
And then is that where you found like
that's what found my passion for film. So I had this teacher, two professors. One, Hezekiah Lewis. I took a filmmaking class with him, which is pretty cool. Then had this other professor named Steve Williams. It was like intro to screenwriting, and you know I fell in love with just the writing aspect of film, of being able to tell a story from your perspective, finding out stories that was important to me. Because growing up, I always loved movies. Like, me and my family, we had like over 1,000 VHS tapes. You know how you used to keep the VHS tapes in the closet, like throw them in there. Yo, don't be a menace. Do the right thing.
You knew where everything was at.
Yeah, Malcolm X, Dead Presidents. Like, we had every cult classic film. Like, even like movies like Independence Day, not just like Armageddon. Like, we wasn't just watching black films, all types of films. But I always had a curiosity for film, but I just never knew what was the point of entry to get into the business.
Gotcha.
So when I had these two professors, they kind of like really sparked the light in me. Like, I found a new passion in a sense, and since then I've just been in the business.
I commend you, bro, because the filmmaking part is tough. I actually tried it. Not the filmmaking part, my fault. Screenwriting. I went to UCLA. I tried it. And I think I was crushed, man.
Why? What was tough about it?
Because listen, bro. First off, I'm like you. Like, I love movies, and I was like, man, I want to, write movies, man. And I remember writing, I think, a 60-page. It was a show. It was like a pilot.
You wrote a pilot, yeah.
And it was like, yeah, this is good, but you got to redo it again. 60 pages of dialogue?
Yeah.
Hell no, I quit.
Bro, writing is rewriting. So it's been times, like, I've been, like, for example, I'm working on the script Dollar Party, right, which I'm currently pitching. I probably wrote it over 75 times in the last 4 years.
Word.
Like, I'm talking about from page 1 to 98.
Shit, bro. That's why you gotta love that shit, bro.
Writing is rewriting. And
Absolutely.
A lot of times, like, if your script don't read off the page, it's not gonna look well. It's not gonna synchronize or look well on screen. So a lot of times, I think one of the reasons why movies are not good as they were in the like 90s, 80s, and 70s, they took the rewrite serious back then. Now it's just like, all right, we got this talent, we got Denzel, we got him, we got her. All right, attached from this script, we know it's gonna work because we got talent. It's like we're not taking the pre-production process as serious as they used to back then.
And I can see that. I can definitely see that.
You can tell because the stories are so linear and they're so predictable.
Yeah.
Like,
facts.
Film shouldn't be predictable when you watch it. You shouldn't know what's coming next.
Yeah. Yeah, I still sit back and watch like the older films. Yeah, like, it's hard for me to get
and even they're not cinematic, like aesthetic or pleasing as these ones are, but the story just so much better, so much more richer, and it just go more into depth with the characters, their backstories, their wants, their needs, and why they're doing what they're doing.
Right. Is that what inspired? Like, so what's first, the Dollar Party or Old Head?
Old Head's first, but I was just using that as an example.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just Old Head. Like, man, I was just like, so it's funny with Old Head.
Because it's a series, right?
Yeah, it's already done though. So, backstory how I started it. I was like, man, I just want to do a web series or like something cool, because that's back in 2014. That was like real big with web series. Yeah. Everybody doing web series at that time. So I happened to see one of my old heads in my neighborhood. I'm like, yo, his name Drew. Like, yo, man, what you think about doing this web series? Would you want to do it? He said, bro, I don't like. He's like old school. Like, man, I don't put my face on camera. You know, a lot of our old heads, like, they like taboo, like, you can't take no pictures of me, this and that. I'm like, yo, just try it out. I think you'd be good for it. Because, you know, old heads are Philadelphia terminology, but it's universal. Like, everybody got old, whether you might call them big homie, OGs, and, you know, I just really wanted to tell that story about the importance of an old head and what they meant to a young person and their road to success. Because I didn't have my father in my life all throughout my adolescent years, but I had coaches, teachers, old heads that kind of made sure I never made that wrong decision or I derailed away from my purpose of what I had going on. So in creating that series, I wanted to tell that story of what an old head is and how, the endearment of having an old head and how important it can be in a young person's life.
Yeah. So that's what I was about to ask you, because I know a lot of kids, man. Some kids don't even want old heads no more. They don't even look at it. They look at it as a slight toward. They call you unc or something like. Oh man.
Well, I think the paradigm has shifted because a lot of old heads ain't old heads either. A lot of old heads ain't thorough. A lot of old heads, they don't set boundaries with the youngins. Like, I couldn't say certain things in front of my old heads. Like, yo, what you just say? Don't say that around me, bro. I'm not your age. Like, they'll check you, and there's no checking happening no more. There's no accountability in our neighborhoods no more. So that's why the old heads are looked at as the young bulls are, in a sense, like, man, you a clown, you a turkey. That's what they say in Philly, right?
Turkey.
I remember I used to work at the school. I used to work at Boys Lane. Young was like, oh, hey, you a turkey, man. Like, what you just call me? But, like, that's what they think about the old heads. So, like, I think we got to get back, like, in our communities, like, yo, like yourself, what you doing, what I'm doing, other, like, honorable men, like, you know what I mean, and really lead our young people, bro, because they want the information, but they want the information of somebody out here that's actually living what they saying and got real emotion. Right. We just gotta keep it.
That's a good point though, what you said about boundaries. Like, far as like, it be the old. I've heard of old heads like this is like my young boy, right? Like he played on my basketball team when he was in high school. Now we work together. We work together on different things. But I ain't never ever had a drink with him. He's 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? I've never. He'll come to the crib. We doing work. I never be like, hey man, you want some wine? You like, you know what I mean? Like you
set the tone with
exactly. I'm older, bro. Yeah. Like I never want to be like, yo.
I'm not your age, bro.
Yeah, I'm not about to go out and hang with you.
Yeah.
With you. I'm not trying. Yo, you got a friend? Like I'm not.
That's how the old heads be now, though.
Yeah,
like, and it was really starting to happen as I was going to high school, college. I was starting to see like. These old heads want to be like us. They want to, oh, yeah, we come on, I'll let you in my car and we'll drive around together. It's like, bro, you 30, you trying to hang around 18, 19-year-olds? That's weird,
That's
bro.
Weird as shit.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Sure. So, like, that's when it really started happening at that time. But prior to that, like, when I was growing up, I had, like, thorough old heads like Paul Gripper. Like, a real thorough old head, bro. Like, used to drive me around, pick me up for games, coach me. Feed me, never charge me $1. Woody Wrighton, another thorough old head. Q Gaskins, like Coach Rub, like these are guys that were like real old heads that, you know, they didn't make $1 off basketball, but they treated every kid like it was their own kid.
Yeah, that's how I
grew
up.
And Sko too. Shout out to Daryl Schofield, rest in peace. Sko was the same way, man. I never played from Sko. He would let me go to all their tournaments when I was in 5th and 6th grade.
I didn't meet
I was like
Sko.
their ball boy.
Yeah,
at one point.
I heard good things about Sko as
Nothing but great things for Sko, man. He's a good dude.
He just passed away like last year.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah. So, and that's how I grew up too, man. Shout out my old heads, Marv, Bob, and all those guys. They took me under their wing, made sure I was cool on tournaments. I ain't never had no money on tournaments. You know, they give me some McDonald's and all that shit.
That go a long way, bro. Because as a kid, you need to see the adults around you care.
Right.
You already dealing with whether might not be eating in the crib, your mom, you're not going through it with your folks. So it's just like when you outside your house, you need that love and acceptance.
Absolutely.
And a lot of kids don't be getting that, bro.
No, for sure. So we going back to like the far as like screenwriting, because I know that's not a big thing in Philly. Like people are not talking about actually doing the work when it comes to writing scripts. People are trying to shoot movies and shit and stuff, but they're not doing the work. How are you getting through? Like, how do you get to that space? Like, yo, I gotta make this right. Like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this the right way. Do you think some of that came from like the athlete's mindset that you had?
Yeah, just like do the work. Like, man, when I was really passionate about basketball prior to me losing my passion a little bit, I was in the gym all day.
Yeah.
Like, basketball is synonymous with life. Like, my old head told me a long time ago, the way you play is the way you live your life.
Absolutely.
So I'll dive on loose balls. I'm guarding you 94 feet. Like, I'm doing whatever it takes to win. And I took that mentality and I translated it to me being a man now. You know what I mean? In my workspace, in my career. So I'm crafting all the time where I need to write every day, whether it's 10, 15 pages or 3 pages.
Right.
Some days are better than others, but you have to be consistent.
Yep.
And that's the only way you're going to get better is by staying consistent at something.
Yep. And I think you develop a lot of that stuff from just
basketball, just showing
sports.
up.
Basketball for us, sports in general. Like, you going, I was telling someone that the other day, like, bro, you already, because he's a former athlete, and I was telling him, you already have what it takes, bro. You just got to channel whatever energy you had on the court to real life. Whoever you love, you passionate about, you got to channel that shit in that direction. So I agree with you. I agree that but it's always good to see when people turn away, not away from basketball, but be able to do things outside
pivot,
of basketball.
Man, and I think our community, we got to do a good enough job embracing the pivot.
Yep.
Philly, a lot of times we don't embrace that pivot, bro. When I remember I walked in the team meeting at No, I told everybody when they filmed me, they all laughed, and I don't think it was out of ignorance.
It was new.
I just think just people just not informed.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole world outside of being a basketball player or playing sports.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you institutionalize when you play at a high level collegiate basketball, collegiate sports, that you think this is all it is to life.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Once my palette started expanding as a person, I'm like, yo, bro, like, I could do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, my lifeline from basketball, if I'd have been still playing, I'd probably been retiring right now. And I'd have been 33 with no work experience, trying to figure it out. And even in the city, like when we first picked up cameras, yeah, like, oh, why y'all, what y'all doing all these cameras, all these people with lights, and like, that's weird, what y'all doing around, like, people, my neighbor, like, listen, bro, I had my first in college. Yeah, like, yo, what all these cameras, like 3 or 4 cameras, like, got the lights out in the middle of City MC 15 Duncan just shooting. I'm like, yo, we shoot down north, down West Philly, like, yo, who are these people? Like, but I was just like trying to show people another way. And once people start seeing us doing it consistent, like, yo, this is pretty cool, man. A lot of people start embracing it. But when you're doing something people are not familiar with or not accustomed to seeing, they sometimes can be a little resistant at times.
Yeah.
And once they get past that point of being resistant, like, yo, I like this. I mean, I want to learn more about it now.
Right.
You got guys, whether street guys, you got guys that never acted. Like, yo, you made me want to act. You made me want to be a filmmaker.
Right.
And that's when we was creating, when we was out there doing that web series like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Did you have any overseas opportunities?
Oh, for sure. I had a lot of stuff. I had a lot of like getting ready, like whether it's like summer league opportunities. Like, yo, you sure you don't want to do this? But it's just like, what's your passion out there, bro? It's
it's hard, bro.
It's hard, bro. Like, after my mom passed away, eventually I quit basketball. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I only really did it just to stay on scholarship and just graduate and move on with my life. You know what I mean? I had moments my senior year, like, yo, I can still play, but it's like, I don't want to have to go through that whole process again.
Yeah, I mean,
overseas and trying to go to the G League team.
It's tough because it ain't just like a one practice a day type shit. It's like 3 practices a day with the weights. And then you still trying to prove yourself. I think, like you said, coming from Philly.
I got past that point of trying to prove myself.
100%, bro.
Like, I was just tired. Like, and, you know, for me, I played every day from 9 to probably 21, 22. I never did a vacation during that time period. Eat, sleep, basketball all day. So it was just like, I needed something new in my life, which is my own personal sanity.
You mentioned Philly. like with us growing up in Philly, how different it is. Tell me about the top players. Who the top players in Philly? Who top
In
5
my
players
era?
in Philly?
Or just like
all time.
That's subjective, bro. That's not fair to say because
We can do your era. I think if your era is fair.
they got to make the NBA or
No. Philly, because Philly got a lot of talent, bro. Philly.
who in the surrounding areas like Chester, Pottstown, all that. No.
No,
Okay.
that's supposed
I don't know. I no specific order. Like, of course, like Dion Waiters, I put him in there.
Yeah, you tell.
I'm not gonna put myself in there. Malik, he was in my era.
Shout out Malik Wayne. He was on the show before too.
Man, Malik had a great career, man. I'm happy for what he's doing now. Canada.
Yep.
His pop, my old head, Big Smack. Who else was really nice? DJ Noble.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that name.
I remember.
Ramon Galloway. Somebody we don't talk about enough.
Mm.
He was really nice. And the fifth, I'm gonna put Tyreek Durant, my high school teammate.
So,
One of the most underrated players I've ever played with.
so, best advice you got from Jay Wright.
I'm gonna give you 2 things he said to me. One is like he said to all of us. He used to talk about attitude. That was one of our things at Nova, right? So we can't control how people treat us. We can't control how we feel when we wake up. But we can control how we respond and how we control our attitude. That's something we consistently have control over as human beings. So that's one thing I try to approach every day in my life, like just having a positive attitude and worrying about controlling what I can control.
Right.
And then second, he's like, Toney, I know you don't think this was the right decision for you, basketball wise, but I guarantee you this will be the right decision for you life wise. And to his point, there's a lot of validity in that statement, that decision about staying there and graduating was one of the best decisions from a life perspective, which is me more than basketball.
So yeah, I mean, I've heard good things about.
No,
Jay
Jay's a great, like, listen, man, like, yeah. Shout out to Bilal. So funny, I got to Bilal connected us.
Yeah.
That's my guy. I got to tell a funny story about Bilal.
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember
Bilal don't mind.
So Bilal, man, I remember one summer before he went to Portugal, when he went over there, he was dominating. That was one of the first people that taught me how to manage money. I was like going to my senior year of high school, so we would work out like 3 times a day. First workout would be with me in the gym in the morning with our guy, Coach Blair, just get some skill workout. Then we'd go work out with Coach Tone. Then we'd go play at LaSalle at night. We had $20 a day to spend. Between me and him. And it was his money. Like, yo, bro, I'm gonna teach you how to, like, we'd go somewhere, yo, bro, no, that's over $1.50. You ain't getting that. 2 slices, something to drink, and that's it. Then we gotta worry about, we get like a Chinese store platter, like
gonna save the day
fried,
every time.
fried chicken platter in dinner. But he taught me though, like, every day, bro, we spent $20 a day with him, bro.
That's crazy.
He ain't go with $1 more.
No, Bilal, but I don't know too much
dude,
about.
that's my guy.
That's my man. I know Bilal since he was 7th grade, bro. 7th grade, we grew up in the same neighborhood. I used to have a little rival with him, but he just shot up there 6'5", 6'6", one fucking summer, man. But now me and Bilal, every time I go to the city, I always tap in with Bilal. Me and Bilal be working out, boxing and shit together, whatever. It's my guy, man. Most underrated NBA player right now.
Damn, that's tough, man. Can I say Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like he still don't get the credit he deserves. Jalen Brunson remind me of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
game is not like, it's not like watching Kyrie Irving or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. But when you look on that stat sheet, Jalen Hurts might throw for over 170 yards. Jalen Brunson might have 25, 5, and 8.
Yep.
So it's about getting the job done.
Yeah, I think I say that. I think he's up there with the most underrated guys. I like him too.
Because even as an all-star, he still don't get that credit he deserves, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like his game because I coach kids, so they can model it, right? They get into the paint, jump stop, pivot, 2 feet plant.
That's what Nova's good at, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's Jay, though. I'm not even going to lie.
That's
like,
Jay Wright. That's right stuff.
Bro, if you ain't jump stop, you got to lane, you might not get back in the game. He was serious about that. Like, especially us smaller guards, because, like, we're not playing above the rim, so we get in the lane, jump stop, and be able to pivot off both feet. He was, like, really, really emphasizing that when we was there, and I could see where Jalen kind of mastered that there.
Got you. Toughest player you played against?
Kyrie Irving.
Really?
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made him tough?
Dog, he just had a counter for everything you did.
This was when he was at Duke.
No, this was in high school.
High school?
I'm not even talking about Duke.
Oh, shit.
In
Go
high
ahead.
school, he was unbelievable.
Word.
Yeah, bro. Like, it was different. Like, and I played against a lot of guys. John Wall, Brandon Knight, Tyreek Evans.
Tyreek Evans was tough, too.
Tyreek was different. But Kyrie was just different, bro. Like he ain't had no weakness in his game.
Word.
Yeah.
He's
the way he
still the same,
played,
though.
the way he played in the league is how he played on high school, but probably even more flashy in high school, to be honest.
Word.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Way more flashy.
Everyone more flashy in high school.
Way more flashy in high school. Like, I remember we played him at the Griffin Challenge, Philly versus Jersey game. He started coming down. I just grabbed him like, bro, you ain't doing anything right now. But like, he had a lot of game, man. So definitely Kyrie.
Yeah. What message you want to get to the youth, right? I mean, youth athletes. I mean, especially with your journey, being a person who played in the ACC, Big East, and then changed your life around. Filmmaker now. What message would you give a guy or a young kid?
Really, man.
You know what's a better question? Tell me what you get a youth right now, and tell me what you would give someone who's transitioning from basketball to the real world.
So the youth right now, just find something you love.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find something you love. You may be 11, 12 right now. You look up, you'll be 17, 18. These years are flying by.
Facts.
And but learn what it means to become passionate about something. Learn what it means to become intentional about something. And that's going to carry you just a long way in life, even if that thing don't wind up being the thing you have a career in, but you develop passion, you develop attention. Those are things that are all universal for anything you do to have success.
Gotcha. What about the guys who just transition to the real world?
Patience.
Yep.
I think the biggest thing is patience.
Absolutely.
I've been in the film business since 2014, 2015, and like I'm really starting to have success now. Like outside of just like on a micro level, I'm talking on a macro level now. Got a project coming up with the NBA that's going to be on NBA TV. Like I'm doing things like that's on a massive level, right? So, but it took time, and sometimes when we come from the world of sports, we used to immediate results.
Yep.
So our immediate results in the business world is 10 years of hard work for that one big break.
Yep.
In the sports world, maybe a week of shooting 500 jumpers a day, and then you had that game where you had 20 or 25.
Yep.
So really understanding patience and really understanding like how do I get 1% better each day.
Absolutely.
In my new field that I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely. So, let people know what projects you got coming up next. What can we look out for? Where can we find it?
Yeah, man. So this NBA Court of Leaders project we got coming up currently in post for it. It's gonna be on NBA TV in like probably the next 6 months or so. And then Dollar Party, the next feature film that we're going to be shooting this summer. Then Old Head, the series, is on Fox Soul. Then Old Head, the movie, is going to be on Amazon Prime.
Dope, bro. Let them know where you can follow us. I mean, where we can follow you.
You can follow me at Toney, Toney _ Chennault, CHENNAULT.
All right, my man. Appreciate you for coming by, bro. Definitely appreciate the stories and definitely agree with you how old are you?
I'm 33.
Oh, you ain't an old head yet. But me as an old head, bro, we definitely got to step up for the youth. And
man, I think it's just important, man, because, like, you know, a lot of people don't make it out where we from, right? So sometimes we make it out and we forget to look back.
Yep.
And we can't do that because we was once in those kids' shoes and we was looking for people to look back for us.
Yep.
And if we don't break that cycle, we'll continue to be crabs in the barrels, essentially.
Facts. Well, there you have it. Another episode on Score Society TV. Again, you already know what to do after this. Like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.